Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you are all in a good condition. So, for today's class, I'm going to tell you about how to read using SQ3R method. Are you familiar with SQ3R method? So let's check this out. Before we talk about what that is, have you ever felt like you already forget what you have just read? Or you don't understand anything after reading, say, an article or a text? Or you have read a text carefully, but you still feel confused, just like this man. So maybe you need to try SQ3R method if you have experienced one of these three things. Okay, so what is SQ3R method? SQ3R consists of survey or skimming, question, read, recite, and review. So there are 5 steps that are done in SQ3R method. So what is the purpose of SQ3R? First purpose is to understand texts better. The second is to remember the information longer. If you remember something well, you will bring the information to life and you will be able to reflect on it. And as a result, you can relate the information to other issues or to your personal life or the current situations, or you can relate it with anything if you have better ideas on what you have just read. So it all will bring you to enhance critical thinking skill. Right, now let's move on to every step of SQ3R. The first step is to survey or to do skimming, just like what this baby is doing. Do you still remember what skimming is? So skimming is reading through the text quickly. So you just look at the title, the images available in the text, if any, and also the headings available in the text. And what for is it? So you do survey or skimming to give you an overview or give you some idea on what the article will be about. Looking at the title and headings will trigger any background information that you already know about the topic, so you will not be blank when you're starting to read a text. Right, the second step is to question. Questioning is a very important part in reading, So when you question, you ask yourself some questions related to the article. And the questions come from the survey activity. So what you notice from your skimming activity, you see the title, you see some important words that appear in the text, and also the headings, and some questions can come to your mind, right? After that, write those questions on a piece of paper to help you remember what you're going to find out during reading. So, what is questioning for? Of course, it's to make you have a purpose when reading. When you have a question, or when you have some questions, you have some things to search for. So, you have a goal. Your goal is to answer your questions. Okay? Right, so having a purpose while reading will help you enjoy the reading activity, because when you have a purpose, when you are reading, you have a mission. You are on a mission to find out whatever you are trying to find out. Okay? So please create as many questions as you want. The next step to do is to read, of course. So reading is the core part of SQ3R. So you read the article to find the answer to your own questions that you have written previously, and also to get other important information while reading. Maybe some important information doesn't come from any questions that you wrote previously, right? But they are still important, and if you need to note down, why not? The next step is to recite. Do you know what recite is? just like what the kids are doing here. So to recite is to say aloud, or if it's not possible, meaning that you're not alone somewhere, and if you say something aloud, you will be seen as a crazy person or something. So you can also write. Yeah, don't worry. You don't need to always say aloud. You can write the answers to your questions. Also, the important information that you get from your reading activity. Don't forget to write down while you recite so that you can get the summary of your reading activity. So sometimes the product of this reciting activity is a summary. Right. When you recite, it is suggested that you use your own words. Yeah. So it will, it will challenge your own understanding, and you use your own words, your understanding will be written there in your notes. Okay. Right. The fifth and the last part is to review. To review is to communicate what you have just read. When you communicate something, of course, you need someone else. So whenever possible, please talk to someone else and tell him what you have just read. Why do you have to do this? Because you won't forget the information. When you review, when you repeat again, telling the information again to someone else, to another person, another different person, then you will get the information more lingering in your brain. All right, so to follow up this SQ3R activity, you need to do a task, which is to communicate what you read. Okay, please check the task in another link that I have given you on Google Classroom. Enjoy your day and enjoy this task. Have a good day, everyone.